Stop! Every eighth airplane is currently brewing your morning coffee using a bacterial soup. Right now, major airlines are quietly pocketing your hard-earned cash, handing over a measly $200 voucher when they are often legally obligated to pay you $650 in cold, hard currency. While you wait at the gate, high-tech 3D lasers are already targeting your carry-on bag, ready to trigger a $100 fine for being a single inch over the limit. The system is not built for your comfort. It is built for their bottom line. They profit while you lose. This is the reality of modern travel, but you do not have to be a victim. Here are 8 essential rules to help you survive the airport and take back control of your journey. Rule 1 of 8. Major airlines are increasingly deploying AI-driven 3D sensors to catch oversized bags before you even step onto the jet bridge. Chloe, a 31-year-old architect, stood frozen at the gate in Stockholm, ARN. Her flight was boarding, but the scanner at the entrance turned an unforgiving neon red. This was not a gate agent she could charm or reason with. It was a laser. The line behind her ground to a halt as the machine flagged her ticket. Chloe's bag was exactly half an inch too wide due to a bulging side pocket. "It is just a small laptop charger," she whispered, but the machine had already automatically updated her boarding pass with a $100 gate check fee. They profit, you lose. The fix is mechanical. Always measure your bag from the very bottom of the wheels to the top of the handle. Standard domestic limits are usually 22 by 14 by 9 inches. If the red light hits, immediately transfer your heaviest items, like books or thick sweaters, into your jacket pockets. It may look bulky, but it is entirely legal. Most agents will allow a rescan if the bag visibly shrinks. Remember that these scanners are extremely precise, but a loose strap or an unzipped expansion flap can trigger a false positive. Tuck everything in tightly. Chloe paid the $100 this time because she did not know the trick. Do not let that be you. You just saved $100. But that is nothing compared to the safety risk you face if you do not check your luggage tech right now. Rule 2 of 8. Check your suitcase for a battery before you leave for the airport. Grace, a 24-year-old journalist from Denver, stood at the boarding gate in Copenhagen, CPH, staring at her sleek $400 smart suitcase. The flight was completely full, and the agent announced that all remaining carry-ons had to be checked into the cargo hold. Grace felt a surge of panic. Her bag had a built-in lithium-ion battery that was not removable. They hope you do not know this safety rule, but if a lithium battery remains inside a checked bag, it is considered a severe fire hazard. The agent was firm and unyielding. Grace had to scramble to find a screwdriver, fumbling with her belongings while the rest of the passengers watched in silence. She eventually had to leave the expensive suitcase shell behind and carry her clothes onto the plane in a flimsy plastic trash bag. It was a total professional meltdown. The fix is simple. Most airlines only allow smart bags if the battery can be removed with a single click or a simple pull. If it is hardwired into the frame, you are looking at a permanent cargo hold ban. This is not just a suggestion. It is a strict FAA safety regulation designed to prevent uncontrollable fires at 30,000 feet. They profit when you have to buy a new bag. You lose your dignity. But a trapped bag is a minor inconvenience compared to the liquid trap waiting for you at security. Rule 3 of 8. Liam, a 45-year-old photographer, stood in the security line at Zurich, ZRH, feeling like he had finally mastered the system.
He did not have to pull out his 5-ounce bottle of premium face wash because the new computer tomography scanners allowed liquids to stay inside the bag. He sailed through the checkpoint with a smile. However, what the airlines and airports will not tell you is that technology is not consistent across the globe. On his return leg through an older terminal, the situation changed instantly. A security agent grabbed his expensive $40 bottle and tossed it into the bottom of a gray trash bin. Liam watched his money disappear. He tried to explain the high-tech experience he had in Zurich, but the agent did not care. The system is rigged against those who assume consistency. Always stick to the 3.4-ounce rule religiously, regardless of where you are flying. Even if your departure airport is high-tech, your connecting hub or return destination might still be using 20-year-old X-ray machines. Buy standardized travel containers and label them clearly. It saves your wallet from unnecessary losses. Technology varies, but the rules remain rigid. You just saved $40 on toiletries. But that is a drop in the bucket compared to the $600 you lose when the hidden personal item fee hits your credit card. Rule 4 of 8. Have you ever seen a passenger at the gate wearing 3 heavy jackets and 2 sweaters during a 90-degree July afternoon? This was not a bizarre fashion choice for Oliver, a 38-year-old software developer from Seattle. Standing at London, LHR, Oliver watched as the gate agent pointed toward the dreaded metal sizer. His backpack, which he had assumed was a free personal item, was protruding by just 2 inches at the top. The airline's verdict was an $85 last-minute carry-on fee. They are banking on your ignorance of their specific, differing dimensions. Oliver's heart raced as he desperately pulled out every hoodie and t-shirt, layering them onto his body until he looked like a human marshmallow. Stop and learn the dimensions. Most personal items must stay under 18 by 14 by 8 inches to fit properly under the seat in front of you. If your bag is soft-sided, never pack it to 100% capacity. Leave at least 20% of the space empty so you can squish the bag into the metal sizer if an agent challenges you. Oliver eventually squeezed his bag in, but he spent the entire 8-hour flight drenched in sweat and feeling physically miserable. Saving $85 on bag fees is a start, but you are still missing out on hundreds of dollars in legal compensation. Rule 5 of 8. Airlines frequently hand out meal vouchers worth maybe $15 or travel credits for $200 when they actually owe you up to $650 in cold, hard cash. Most travelers gratefully take the coupon and walk away, which is exactly what the corporations want. Sophia, a 52-year-old financial advisor from Paris, was trapped at Berlin, BER, after her flight was delayed by 5 hours. The agent slid a piece of paper across the desk, insisting she sign for a meal voucher and a small credit. Sophia felt overwhelmed by the noise of the terminal. The agent's tone was sharp, telling her to sign now or get nothing. She almost put pen to paper. Stop. The airline will never volunteer this information, but signing that waiver often means you forfeit your right to legal compensation. Under European law, EC 261, since Sophia was flying from a European airport, she was eligible for significantly more. If your delay is over 3 hours and is within the airline's control, like a mechanical issue or a crew scheduling error, you are often entitled to cash.
Sophia politely declined the voucher and asked for the official passenger rights leaflet instead. Reality check. Weather or air traffic control strikes usually exempt the airline from paying, but technical failures are their responsibility. Sophia eventually received her $650 check in the mail. Subscribe to help us beat the system together. But cash will not help you if you get sick during the flight because of what you chose to drink. Rule 6 of 8. Look very closely at the water trickling from the galley tap before you ever consider letting it touch your lips. The airline will not tell you this, but that clear liquid might actually be a bacterial soup. Charlotte, a 27-year-old physical therapist from Dallas, learned this lesson the hard way while waiting at Dubai, DXB. She watched a flight attendant refill a coffee pot directly from the galley sink and felt a wave of sudden nausea. Detailed EPA studies previously found that 1 in 8 planes failed basic safety standards for water quality.
The storage tanks are heavy, difficult to access, and are rarely scrubbed clean. They hope you do not know this fact. Biofilms and bacteria can grow inside the delivery lines over thousands of miles of flight. This applies to the coffee and tea served on board as well, as the water is often not heated long enough to kill every pathogen. Stick exclusively to sealed bottles or cans that you see the attendant open in front of you. Charlotte now only drinks sparkling water from a can she saw cracked open. This is where they save money at the expense of your health. Most airplane water is technically potable, but why gamble with your stomach during a long trip? Cheap water is an expensive mistake. Charlotte stayed healthy, but she still had to deal with the physical toll of a cramped economy seat. Rule 7 of 8. Ava, a 33-year-old real estate agent, sat frozen in seat 29E at Atlanta, ATL, her knees pressed painfully against the hard plastic in front of her. By the year 2025, the standard economy pitch on many low-cost carriers has dropped to a brutal 28 inches. Ava felt her lower back throb as the passenger in the row ahead abruptly reclined their seat. The airline will not tell you this, but they have optimized every half-inch of the cabin for maximum profit, not for the alignment of your spine. In the modern sky, legroom is a high-priced luxury. There is a biological fix for this discomfort. Before boarding at a major hub like Atlanta, put on medical-grade compression socks to help prevent blood clots and swelling. Once you are in the air, use a small tennis ball to massage your hamstrings by sitting on it for 2 minutes at a time. This keeps the blood moving and prevents the dreaded heavy leg feeling. Ava practiced the invisible lift, pushing her heels down firmly while lifting her toes toward the ceiling. The muscle tension in her calves began to fade. This will not physically give you more space, but it keeps you out of the emergency room. Comfort is a choice you have to make for yourself. You saved your circulation, but you could still face a $75 fine for your wheels. Rule 8 of 8. What if your oversized bag could magically shrink by 2 inches in just 5 seconds? Elijah, a 49-year-old manager, stood at Orlando MCO, eyeing the dreaded metal sizer near the gate. The gate agent pointed directly at Elijah's carry-on with a look of suspicion. "That looks a bit too large, sir," she warned him. The airlines are banking on your stress in this moment. They want that $75 gate check fee to bolster their quarterly earnings. Elijah did not panic because he had a mechanical advantage.
He knew his bag was technically 24 inches tall, but he had a secret plan. He quickly pulled his heavy laptop and a thick winter hoodie out of the main compartment and stuffed them into his smaller personal item.
Then he zipped the hidden expansion zipper shut, compressing the entire luggage frame into a tighter, more compact shape. Suddenly, the bag lost its middle bulge. It slid into the metal sizer with room to spare on both sides. The agent simply nodded and moved on to the next person. You win this round. Understand that physics is your best friend at the airport. Most agents only care if the bag physically fits the rack without being forced. Elijah saved his cash and his time. If you do not know these rules, the airport will find a way to take your money every single time you fly. The airlines hate that you know these secrets. Hit subscribe to keep winning against the system.